Welcome to Mystical Minds. I am your host, Jamie Girard, and today, on behalf of Mystical Minds, we'd like to thank everybody for listening and subscribing to our channel. From the bottom of our hearts, with love from Jamie Girard and Danny Girard. We really appreciate it. And today's a special day, especially for myself, and I'm sure Danny. We've completed 95 Poetic Cues. We've read every poem, and now what I've done is I've put it all together into one video. So if you're on a long trip or something, you can just push play and listen to the whole thing. I really hope you enjoy it. Thank you. And again, from the bottom of our hearts, myself, Jamie Girard, and Danny Girard, thank you so much for listening and subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate it. With love, have a beautiful day. This is a collection of poetry and prose that will enlighten you, take you on an emotional journey to peace, health, and happiness. The profound insights in this book will allow you to focus on your true calling, which is your spiritual evolution. Danny Girard is a writer, poet, blogger from Timmins, Ontario, Canada. He writes a blog on the website DannyGSThoughtForToday.com, where he writes inspirational quotes and poems on metaphysics and philosophy. Not only is Danny my cousin, but I personally find his work speaks to me on a spiritual level. I wasn't always spiritual, but since my truck accident on September 7th, 2018, it gave me a new outlook on life and directed me on a path to enlightenment. I am so grateful every day to be alive and here now to share my path with you. Now to begin with the foreword from 95 Poetic Cues by Danny G. Over a decade ago, I had a friend tell me that one day I would become a poet. I shrugged it off, saying I don't even read poetry, nor have I ever written poetry. To my surprise, several years later, I've written 3 poetry books. I started my blog in July 2017 at the age of 32. I wanted to make a difference in people's lives, and I wanted to focus on the right things. I struggled with mental illness ever since my teens, and writing was a therapy to focus on the solution to my problems and to be optimistic. I always found spiritual wellness soothing and beneficial to my mental health. I also realized it was critical to remain healthy physically and emotionally. Ever since I was a child, I always was shy, reserved, and I was always juggling something in my mind. Letting it go was the toughest part. My friends, peers, and one teacher in particular often told me I looked lost in my own world. This feeling of being in my own world was much more than a deficient problem. There was always a battle in my mind, seeking solace, clarity, and the answers to my problems. This battle started in my teens and lasted much of my 20s and early 30s. In my quest to seek solace, I read many books on metaphysics and philosophy. In my 20s, I started a daily ritual of meditation and affirmative prayer. After reading hundreds of books and watching thousands of videos on metaphysics, studying wasn't enough anymore, and I needed to put it into practice by writing and sharing my experiences and beliefs. When I first started writing my blog, I wrote essays, and later on I started writing poetry. The first poem I wrote was on my recovery from mental illness. It was actually an accident because I was planning on writing an essay on my recovery, and it ended up coming out as a poem. I then fell in love with the art of poetry, and I really enjoyed writing simple and profound messages that are practical to everyday life. Today my blog consists mostly of inspirational quotes and poems. When I write, I don't try to make it fit in one category. I just write what's on my mind, and the rest reveals itself to me. I received numerous of messages from people I don't know who benefited from my inspirational messages, and some who say they changed their lives. This is an outlet for me to find clarity with my thoughts. It's also an outlet to communicate my thoughts with the world and to make a difference in people's lives. Some people are born with the gift of public speaking, others are more introverted. Therefore, they never develop that skill. Others are born with the gift of writing, and that seems to be the case with me. I find purpose in what I do, and hopefully you will too. Now I would like to share a quote from Danny G. If I did as much as help myself through my writing, I did as much as help others. For we are all one in many different forms, and we are all one in many different dwelling places. Thank you, Danny G. That was amazing. Next time, I'll read the first poem from 95 Poetic Cues called Dared to Believe. There was a time you stared at your monsters, filled with fear and intimidation. You couldn't bear to look them in the eye. You saw yourself as unworthy, undeserving, and incapable. The fear was so strong you pleaded with them to let you go. The fear lingered for quite some time, and you allowed them to control you. You saw no way out but to surrender. Then an angel suddenly appeared, whispering silently in your ear. The angel said, "All is well. You're on the right path, and just continue to persevere." The fear turned into a fuel for courage and boldness. As you went to bed, with the monsters beneath your bed, as you were drifting into sleep, the monsters no longer scared you, as you remembered the whisper in your ear. Every time the monsters tried to wake you, you returned to the whisper in your ear. You then looked at them square in the eye with no intimidation, just laughter at the fear you gave them. You then said, "An angel saved my life, and I dared to believe." Thank you so much, Danny G. That was beautiful. The Phoenix of the book 95 Poetic Cues, written by Danny Martin Girard. The phoenix always rises from the ashes that was intended to burn him, knowing with complete awareness that victory is his. The ashes doesn't scare him, for he knows it's only a rebirth from the indefinite cycle. He uses the ashes to propel him and transform himself into the phoenix he was created and born to be. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was beautiful. Merely stepping stones. The challenges we face can sometimes feel overwhelming and insurmountable. When we realize these challenges are merely stepping stones to discover ourselves anew, we know they appear as a means to unleash our inner gifts. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was beautiful. The split second to the atom. If he created you in your mother's womb, just know you have everything you need to fulfill your destiny. He knew exactly what you needed from the split second to the atom, and he knew the environment that would spring forth its manifestation. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Allow it to change you. Your passion, your drive, your desire for more is God calling you towards growth and expansion. You cannot stop this force, so allow it to change and mold you into the essence of who you are. When you allow this force to dominate, you allow your inner gifts to shine for yourself and the evolution of humanity. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was inspiring. Let it be. Why do we fear when we are gods and goddesses in human form? We have the power that creates worlds inside us, allowing us to breathe and conquer. This same power enables us to thrive, and when we're in alignment, triumph is inevitable, if we simply let it be. Thank you so much, Danny G. Another inspiring poem, a masterpiece. Don't allow your insecurities to drag you down or lower your expectations. Those deep insecurities you've been holding on to for years or false preconceptions you created in your mind. You are a masterpiece, a one-of-a-kind destined to leave a mark on this generation. Just accept you're a work in progress, a unique soul, bound to know yourself and God more. Once you understand this, no longer will you fight, and you'll just be, accept, and step boldly towards your mission. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Danny G. Conquerors from the start. Don't beat yourself up for falling every now and then. We're all here for a learning experience or a remembering experience. Sometimes life causes us to fall back or forget. The greatest factor that determines our success is if we get back up again. We get back up again because we're conquerors from the start. And we know the victory is through persistence and not giving in. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was wonderful. Engraved in the soul. It's God's desire for you to have inner peace that surpasses all understanding. When you're at peace, you're happy, healthy, and truly fulfilled. When you're at peace, you know the universe is as it should be and orchestrated in your divine favor. You know there's a sequence for everything and a timing for everything. You know seasons come and go and obstacles enter without a warning in sight, but your peace remains as you steadily engrave it in your soul. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was phenomenal. Regain your power. Don't allow someone's misalignment to dull your sparkle and lose your purpose. When you allow someone's misalignment to steer you off course, you're depending on something outside yourself, and you don't seek within. Depend on you, and don't allow someone's opinion to override yours. Know your value, regain your power, and know with complete awareness you always write the script. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was marvelous. Lit with a new fire. Don't allow life to dull your sparkle. If you allow it, life can become so mundane and dull. You forget why you're here. When you focus merely on existence and obligations, life becomes a tedious task with no end results. Find something that lifts your spirits, that gives you passion and zest for life. Then the tedious task is lit with a new fire engraved in your soul. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was remarkable. The inevitable destination. As long as you have joy, wisdom, and discernment, you're on the right path. Don't overcomplicate life with should-haves as if there's only one right road. There are many roads to Rome, with many detours and adventures. Nevertheless, all roads lead back to Rome, the essential calling of your soul. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. A twist of faith. When we have nothing to stretch our faith, we grow complacent and stagnant in our ways. Then the storm hits us like a ton of bricks, and we fall and gasp for air in these 10-feet waves. When we remember a simple twist of faith turns the tide in our favor, we remember we have the control and power through life's endeavors. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was wonderful. Painting our story. Nothing controls us unless we allow it. Nothing is real unless we make it our reality. We paint our story with our imagination, words, and actions, thereby creating our reality. Let's not forget to create a reality we're proud of. And let's not forget to create a reality that gives us peace and ultimately happiness. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was awesome. A product of your creation. The list of opposites is infinite. as you can either impart peace or chaos, faith or fear, joy or sorrow, love or anger. What do you wish to impart for yourself and others? You are a product of your creation, the good, the bad, the everything of you, and the whole of you are. Nobody is going to get it perfect without weaknesses or trials, but the hope is that you project more lightness than darkness and become the essence of who you are. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. The dove. Be the dove who advocates peace despite the treachery and chaos of today. The dove doesn't seek revenge, for he knows everyone faces their own karma of treachery and cruelty. He knows he is in the Creator's hands, and he knows he is in good standing. He knows the Creator will move mountains on his behalf, and he knows the Creator will protect him as he becomes the dove he was created to be. Another powerful poem. Thank you so much, Danny G. A new mission. You can convince yourself why it won't work out. You can reason anything out if you persist. Every great pioneer said, what's impossible is only one step away from a breaking point. No one has to prove it to me. I can be the pioneer on a new mission, and I choose to say, I will. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. The inevitable. The more I call you from afar, I can feel your existence within my bones. I can grip it with the palm of my hands, so much that the illusion shifts my mood. I know the dream feels inevitable, but I know the dream is inevitable if I simply allow myself to create life this way. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Anything is possible. Your mind and soul knows the path to your ultimate peace and happiness. It knows what to do to stay at its optimal health. Don't fight against it. Just allow this force to dominate. When you allow this force to dominate, you allow the life force to surge through your veins. With this, anything is possible. Thank you so much, Danny G. Another powerful poem. The wherewithal. Acting on impulse is another term for a lack of faith in oneself. When we are aware everything comes at the ideal time, we don't interfere with the divine timing. And when we are aware that all our needs and wants come at the ideal time, we don't fight against it. We know there's a sequence for everything, and we know we have the wherewithal to bring it to fruition. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Impossibility turns into possibility. How do you notice when you're making progress, when the impossibility of yesterday is now a possibility today? You then look back at the challenge, smile, and say, I won the battle, and today I'm living my truth. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Passion is our calling. That passion you have, that you always had, and that is now the focus of your life, is God's calling for your life. It's your gifting for the world, but it's also your gifting for your own evolution and journey. Accept it, embrace it, and allow it to unfold as it should. And know the universal force is always guiding you every step of the way to your victory. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was beautiful. A victor and overcomer. Don't forget, you're a human being with imperfections on the verge of change. You're a work in progress on a spiritual evolution with weaknesses and strengths. Though you may fail from time to time, and you may forget from time to time, always remember your origin, that you're a victor and overcomer, and you have been since birth. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was beautiful. The power that moves worlds. God has given you free will to choose as you wish. You have the power that moves worlds inside you, and you can either choose light or darkness. Whatever you choose defines the whole of who you are, and it defines your life story in whichever lives you touch. Thank you so much, Danny G. Another powerful poem. God's will. If it's God's will, just know He will conspire on your behalf. For God's will cannot be thwarted, and it cannot be avoided. Whether you make a difference in a few lives, or you make a difference in a million lives, every difference you make creates a brighter humanity. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Being in alignment. The best means of achieving our desires and overcoming our challenges is to be in alignment with our source, the Creator. He has all the answers to your everyday challenges, and He knows you best. Be the best version of you and let God handle the rest. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Simply believe. If your primary objective is to be the best version of you and be a guiding light to the world, everything you need will come at the ideal time. Everything you need will be provided for your unique mission, and everything you want can also come if you simply believe. Thank you so much, Danny. That was amazing. The voice within. You make mountains out of molehills by your incessant perception of can't-dos. You fail to realize that taking a step back and seeking within would summon the answer you're looking for. It would remind you of all the possibilities, your power and part in creation. The voice within would smile at your perseverance, and it would incessantly say, I can. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Move forward with boldness. Don't miss out on what's right in front of you because you're scared of the past repeating itself. Accept the past with loving eyes and move forward with boldness and a spring in your step. Know with complete awareness all is well and everything works out together for good if you simply persist. Amazing. Thank you so much, Danny G. Your power and origin. You fail to care for yourself because you see yourself as unworthy and undeserving. You see yourself as frail, powerless, while allowing others to diminish your value. Understanding your power and origin is your very purpose of living, and you allow others misalignment to convince you of everything you are not. Accept your work in progress, bound to know yourself better. And accept your work in progress, bound to explore your origin and reason for being. Take a step back and realize your power is through the infinity that you are, not from others' misconceptions, who they think you are. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Rewrite the script. When life feels meaningless to you, or you focus on the dread of tomorrow, create your own passion story. You created these nagging feelings that keep on reminding you of your current reality. Now create something meaningful and rewrite the script. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Welcome to Mystical Minds. I'm your host, Jamie Girard. Today, I'll be reading you a poem called Remind Yourself from the book 95 Poetic Cues, written by Danny Martin Girard. Remind yourself, most of your barriers are caused by your feelings of inadequacies. For if you knew the power that dwells inside you, you wouldn't fear and you would never feel weak. The key is to remind yourself of this power until you feel it in your body. Then you'll say, nothing can tear me down and nothing can interfere with my divine mission. Amazing. Thank you so much, Danny G. Integrity and fairness. Have faith in God to fight your battles for you. Don't lower yourself by being bitter or unforgiving. Know that your integrity opens the door for God to work in your life. When you allow this spirit of fairness to rule over you, you allow the universe to protect you and conspire on your behalf. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Setting the stage for its arrival. There are those who say they are broken and never move beyond that point. As they continue to declare they are broken, then there are those who say they were broken, but today they declare they're healing. Whichever case it is, they write the script and set the stage for its arrival. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was beautiful. The inspiration you need. The reason you feel envious of an individual isn't because of the greater success or greater perspective. It isn't because you don't measure up and you cannot attain their success. It's because you're overly critical of yourself and you're too focused on all the reasons you can't. When you realize we all come from the same source and we're all made up of the same energy that creates worlds, envy vanishes, for you know whatever one has achieved, you can achieve as well, or you can achieve greater. And you know those success stories can be the very indicators and inspiration you need for your own achievements and untapped potential. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Refocusing the current reality. The damage you created yesterday, which is your current reality today, may take time, perseverance, and refocusing to change in your favor. It may seem as though nothing is improving or it's getting worse. If you persist, I can assure you, one day you'll realize no effort goes unnoticed with God. And if you focus on faith rather than fear, one day you'll look back thinking it all worked out for your highest good. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. A change in progress. What was once a certainty is now a question mark as you outgrew each other and parted separate ways. As you reach this crossroad, always keep in mind you're a change in progress, redefining the new. What was once a certainty may today be a question mark or the inevitable past. So don't be alarmed, just embrace change and redefine yourself in your newfound life. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Allowing change to unfold. Don't condemn yourself for wanting more. Those desires you yearn for is God calling you towards growth and expansion. If they were useless, God wouldn't have birthed within you the desires. Allow change to unfold for your evolution and the evolution of humanity, and allow God to mold you into the essence of who you are. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Feel it, then move on. As long as you care, you will hurt. To say you won't feel anything in life would be saying you're not human. We're emotional beings who originate from the divine, but we're also housed in a physical body. That means we feel rejection sometimes, but the only sin would be to give in to bitterness or fear. The proper way to feel rejection is to feel it, then move on and be the best version of you. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was awesome. If you let it, you've mastered this stage in your life. You've been steadfast, faithful, and happily content with what you currently have. It's okay to move forward now and to want it, for there is much more on the other side if you allow the life force to surge through your veins. Inevitably, if you let it, God will lead you to your every desire. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Every great pioneer had mountains to climb and battles to fight. What made him great was that he didn't give in, and he persevered despite the pain. He knew in his mind that with God, the battle wasn't too great, but the victory was his, if he persisted despite the trial. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Overwrite the script. I look at you, accidental befall. How did you get this distant mile? Did I ponder you from afar and believe in your existence? Did I look at others and say this misfortune could happen? Then as I contemplated, I'm still here and eager for more. I then take this opportunity as a premonition and I overwrite the script. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Uncharted territory. I accept you, spirit of uneasiness. Whether you remain here or leave tomorrow, you're simply a part of me that's always striving for more and eager for more. I smile at you for persevering, and I smile at you for pushing me onto uncharted territory. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Unique and worthy mission. Being needy for praise and admiration is an affirmation in itself. It's saying, I need this admiration to feel worthy and loved. True self-love is saying, I don't need others to confirm what I already know. I don't need others to feel worthy or loved, for I am a child of the universe, already adored. I am a child of the universe, unique with a worthy mission. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Newfound wisdom. Some people see others' wisdom as criticism and envy, while some people use it as inspiration. Self-criticism and envy is blocked off, while wisdom requires an open mind. An open mind is receptive to all good that could come. Release your self-critical lenses and choose an open mind, and you will be astounded by your growth and newfound wisdom. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was beautiful. Self-respect. Self-respect is knowing when you had enough. Self-respect is knowing when someone is taking you for granted. Self-respect is caring for yourself enough that you don't allow others to make you feel less than who you are. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Unconditional love. Unconditional love doesn't change his mind for no apparent cause. Unconditional love doesn't waver or doubt like a constant ongoing struggle. Unconditional love doesn't change his mind in a split second. Unconditional love knows what he is in for, and he is willing to dive in despite the challenge for the thrill of the journey. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Free will and destiny. Don't overcomplicate life with should-haves or should not. Trust there's a timing in everything, and trust the universe will conspire on your behalf. The only missing piece is your action, which you procrastinated over and over again. Shift in gear and let the universe handle the rest. There's no free rides, only free will, which ultimately changes your destiny, one step at a time. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. When there's a will, there's a way. We've heard the saying, if there's a will, there's a way. If you have a desire, Source always has a means to manifest it. If there wasn't a means to manifest it, God wouldn't have birthed within you a desire. If your desire is aligned with God's will, know you always have the wherewithal to bring it to fruition. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Yearning and manifestation. A yearning is the beginning to life's every desire. Every desire has a means of manifestation. If we look within and persist, the path will be shown step by step as we march forward with our vision at the forefront. Challenges come and go as we tread the path of our divine mission. With every challenge comes seasons, growth, and newfound romance. A simple persistence and simple optimism with a sturdy vision always brings about the best outcome and joy out of life. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Your soul speaking to you. Don't overcomplicate life with should-haves as if there's only one winding road. If something feels good to you and you have peace about it, even if it defies logic, move forward. If you feel peace about it, it's your soul speaking to you, saying take the first step. Don't deny that feeling of joy and peace for someone else's misalignment. Nobody knows you better than you, and only you can direct the ultimate unfolding of your life story. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. The path was always there. You can walk in circles for a lifetime, never getting anywhere, but listening to the sound of your footsteps beneath the rain. Or you can step boldly on your path, knowing with complete awareness the path was always there. It always was. You simply needed a push to reveal your purpose and lifelong dream. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Listen to you, not them. You let others exhaust all the strength you had left. You allowed someone's misalignment to make you feel broken. If you can take a step back, you learn the lesson is buried in the depth of your soul. You buried it with preconceived notions you received from others. Their misconceptions have nothing to do with you, but everything to do with them. If you simply listen, you learn the lesson is within the depth of your being. You'd learn nothing can steer you off course indefinitely unless you let it. You'd learn no one can steer you off course indefinitely unless you let them. Listen within, and you'll know who you are, and you'll know what you came forth to be. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. A work in progress. Don't allow fear to stop you from moving forward in your life. If you let it, Fear will drag you down until your very last day. Accept you are a work in progress, and everyone has challenges. Your only necessity is staying true to who you are. The only failure is letting fear take over, because if you do, you'll never know the greatness you were born to be. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Belief and perseverance. Don't convict yourself for your imperfections. Since we all have our crosses to bear, nobody is without flaws, and nobody is without weaknesses. The ones who achieve greatness are the ones who still believed despite their imperfections, and they're the ones who still persevered despite their crosses to bear. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Perception means everything. It's only the mind preventing us from growing older gracefully. It is only the mind preventing us from healing gracefully, time and time again. It is only the mind preventing us from going further than we ever imagined. Some people spend a lifetime denying these statements. Some people devote their lives to these truths. The ones who devote their lives to these teachings are the ones who live in possibilities and faith. With possibility and faith, miracles unleash for our divine purpose and destiny. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Only meant for a season. Don't wait a lifetime for something that was only meant for a season. Sometimes we wait for that perfect moment where everything falls into place, or we get a sign to move forward at once. That moment may never come because we live in an imperfect world with imperfect people, and we're always creating ourselves anew every day. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was just roll with it. Never force it into being. Allow life to unfold the way it should, according to your every thought, word, and action. What is meant to be is a must, and there's no changing its course. Just roll with it and be who you truly are, and then let life bring you the essence of your every desire. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was brilliant. Reflection of your inner thoughts. Don't seek outside yourself for validation when you have everything you need from within. True love comes from loving oneself, and after that, it becomes a reflection of your inner thoughts. Seeking outside oneself for validation can be described as reaffirming your insecurities. Seek first within, then the affirmation becomes a confirmation of your beliefs. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. The only factor, we all have dreams and aspirations we hold on to. Sometimes life doesn't turn out as planned. The only factor that can change your life is your reaction to life's obstacles. When you accept, your reaction changes everything. You know the obstacle cannot control you. You know you're in control, and you claim your victory and own the rest. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Untapped potential. Everything that happens in our life and the world is ultimately for the evolution of our soul and humanity. Life teaches through experience if we simply listen. Life teaches with intuition, wisdom, and an attentive ear. Everyone is unique, and everyone has their share to create a brighter humanity. If you didn't have your share, God wouldn't have created you and birthed you in this physical plane. He created you because he knew you had untapped potential, gifts, and talents, and he wanted you to discover them for your own evolution and the evolution of humanity. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Always returning home. Everything that happens in your life is for the evolution of your soul. Everything brings you back to your spiritual journey, the essence of who you are. You may forget from time to time, but life will cause you to remember again. You're a spiritual being who comes from the divine, and you're bound to know yourself better. You're bound to know who you truly are and remember the laws that govern humanity. You're bound to know the laws so you can thrive, and when you thrive, you inevitably lead by the clarity of your example. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. The frame of mind. It's normal to feel as though you want to give in, and it's normal to feel weak at times. These emotions are all part of being human. The only barrier is when you allow this frame of mind to persist and you do nothing to confront it. If you stay in this frame of mind, nothing good can happen and you lost all power. Recognize that feeling and accept you're only human, while knowing with complete awareness your victory is near. Your spirit says you can conquer anything, and your spirit says your path always leads to success. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Your new mission. There's not one challenge that is too difficult to overcome. If someone did it, so can you. And if nobody did it, you can be the pioneer on a new mission. Bless the ones who paved the course for you, and blessed you for paving the course for them. If God said all things are possible, there's not one mission that is too difficult to overcome. The only impossibility is your thoughts. So your new mission can be, I can. Thank you so much, Danny G. That's so powerful. Always and still worthy. You've dealt with enough already, and you've squirmed in affliction long enough. Don't let yourself fall prey to life's circumstances and tribulations as though you're not worthy enough. You were always worthy enough. You just let others convince you you're not. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Gods in human form. Fear foresees into the future, creating all types of scenarios. Fear is getting the opposite of what we want, or the absence of what we want. When we realize we're all gods in human forms, experiencing a physical dimension, we know there's nothing to fear. We know we have the greatest power inside our body, and we know a simple shift in faith is enough to change the course in our favor, and ultimately our divine destiny and will. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Joy versus ego. There are people who seek merely wealth, lust, and attractiveness in a partner. There are people who seek primarily love, appreciation, or loyalty in their significant other. One brings ego and the other brings joy. What's sad is many choose the ego over the joy. Thank you so much, Daddy G. That was amazing. The only obstruction, you know in the depth of your being, it's your insecurities obstructing your path. You know in the depth of your being it feels right beyond reason. You know in the depth of your being it's destined to be. The only curse stopping you is your fear, and you're allowing it to win. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was all. Speaking to the storm. We don't pay any attention to our thoughts and actions. Then we end up with a life of many troubles. We act on impulse, then realize we should have thought it through. We constantly focus on the negative. Then we end up unhappy or depressed. If we can contemplate our thoughts and actions, we would avoid trouble and distress. Contemplation is key to acquiring wisdom and not letting the storm sweep us away. With contemplation, wisdom, and faith, we speak to the storm and make it vanish. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Stay true to you. Don't allow people to change you into someone you're not. If you're not careful, humanity can convince you that wrong is right. In time, you'll wonder why you lost your integrity and faith in God. Accept everyone has their journey, and accept yours is to be the best you and be true to who you are. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Choose you. Don't make a relationship or a lover your world. If you make a relationship or a lover your world, and that person leaves your life, you lose yourself in the process. If you want to make something your world, choose yourself and God, for this never leaves you. Thank you so much, Danny G. I was recognize the feeling. Don't allow fear to stop you in your tracks. If you let it, fear will cause you to waver like the tide swept away from the current. Recognize that feeling and realize if it's uneasiness in your gut or if it's fear steering you away from your divine purpose. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Do what resonates with you. Don't let money or recognition be your primary objective. Do what resonates with your soul and let the universe handle the rest. When you do what resonates with your soul, the universe conspires on your behalf for its glory. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Faith in the right place. Don't put all your fate and faith in a lover, for when he or she leaves, you will feel broken as though you lost your life purpose. Seek yourself and your spiritual evolution, and the rest will take care of itself. Invest time for yourself, and then the right one will come and will be here to stay. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. I'll hope the best. Even if it doesn't work out, my intentions remain the same. Even if it doesn't work out, my thoughts will never change. Even if it doesn't work out, I'll hope the best for you until my dying day. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Challenges are needed. We're spiritual beings who originate from the divine, and we need stimulation for expansion. Without challenges, we would become bored and we would never reach our full potential. Challenges mold us into the essence of who we are, and it's what propels us to move forward and thrive. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Don't judge by its cover. Sometimes the most remarkable ones are the ones you least expect. Sometimes the ones you expect the most are the most frail. Never judge a book by its cover, for no one reveals their true identity with outward appearance. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was beautiful. The process of life. Being human means we won't always feel strong and steadfast. We may feel inferior from time to time, and we may feel like giving up as well. That's the process of life, for without challenges, there would be no journey, creation, and thriving. You need challenges for growth, expansion, and creation. And you need challenges to strive for a greater humanity. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Don't neglect the inner you. When we revert to a chemical to heal or numb the pain, our emotions lie dormant in the depth of our soul. Our emotions wait to be discovered through seeking within for its essential calling. When we don't deal with our emotions and we keep burying them with a chemical, we become dependent on something outside ourselves. When we always seek outside ourselves, we can never truly heal and be abundant. All good comes within, so don't neglect the most important element of all, which is the evolution of your soul. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. My true essence. Ego knocks on my door sometimes, asking me to forget what's rightfully mine. I accept the ego's attempt as simply my humanistic self again. I accept my humanistic self with loving eyes and focus on the essence of who I truly am. And when I focus on myself and the divine, I am reminded of my true purpose and potential of who I can be. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Always room for growth. How do you focus on a new story when you're sick and broke? Distract yourself from the current situation and focus on wellness and prosperity. Focus on what brings joy and focus on all the reasons you can summon to live. Once you notice progress, know that's your indication. You're always in control. And know that's your indication. There's always room for growth. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Walking in forgiveness. You walk unforgivably because you fail to see them for who they are. They are merely confused, clueless, and lost in a chaotic world of today. Everyone has reason for who they are today, whether their present molds them or their past. Be the forgiving person who sees them for who they are and the potential of who they can be. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Reflection and refocusing. Sometimes we don't learn the universal truths until the challenge is so great it overwhelms us. Let's spare time for reflection and refocusing, even when life is great with no issues to bear. With contemplation and faith, it's always enough to shift the tide in our favor. Just don't wait until the storm is so great it consumes you. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. The evolution of your soul. Don't negate one as if one takes all. We need doctors as much as we need philosophers. And we need philosophers as much as we need scientists. And we need medicine as much as we need faith. It takes contrast to create a world. And it takes contrast to create a greater world. Just don't neglect the most important element of all, which is the evolution of your soul. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Focusing on alignment. If I get tangled up in your pain, I cannot help you, nor lift you up. If I focus solely on your pain and sympathize with you on every level, I cannot help you, nor lift you up. But if I focus on my own alignment, see your pain and not give in, I can be your building block for a brighter tomorrow. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Don't underestimate you. I'd be lying if I told you your environment didn't have a say in who you are as a person. I'd also be lying if I told you that you are shackled in the midst of it with no control. Your environment doesn't define who you are. You do. Your spiritual evolution chose this environment for your personal growth, and now it's up to you to create. Whether you had a positive environment or a negative one, your perseverance and faith determines what comes next. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Seek joy, not sorrow. If you want to win the battle in your mind, seek forgiveness. Don't seek revenge. For seeking revenge never brings inner peace and joy, as it only brings sorrow in the end. You create your own prison by feeling bitterness and resentment, and it only brought you sadness and misery. So do yourself a favor. Today, seek joy, not sorrow. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Renewing our spirit. If you're not conscientious and you keep on suppressing anger and bitterness, it will eventually spill out with your words and behavior. Anger and bitterness repressed ends up causing friction for you and your loved ones. Don't avoid it and bury it. The key is to deal with these unwanted emotions in baby steps if we have to. When we deal with these emotions in the early stages, we avoid breaking down from years of suppressed emotions. When we're conscientious, we renew our spirit to act out of love, forgiveness, and compassion. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Release blame. Don't allow someone's burden to become yours, for everyone is responsible for their own karma, and everyone creates their own life story. When you blame yourself, you're making yourself the victim, and you're creating a disservice to yourself and others. For you cannot help with blame, and you cannot be the best version of you when you allow blame to become your motive. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Gratification and solace. Look not at my words, for words are the most dense means of communication. Words hold contradictions, misinterpretations, and mistranslations. If you look merely at the words, listen to the meaning of the words, and you will find the gratification and solace you've been yearning for. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was amazing. Nothing stands in the way. The one who sees adversity or opposition as trivial or small is the one who speaks to his mountains, declares his victory while knowing his power to overcome. He doesn't give in, and he's not intimidated by the size of his opponent, for he knows that with God, nothing can stand in his way, and nothing can interfere with his divine mission. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. Praise and admiration should feel good. The only problem lies when we become dependent on admiration for our own happiness. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was beautiful. The power of simplicity. Simplicity is the key to be truly happy and fulfilled. Overcomplicating life never brings about true happiness. Sometimes all you need is a daily reminder of your power and magnificence to brighten your day. Other times, all you need is a daily reminder every day, and you changed your life. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. The life of a northerner. Up in the north, where long weary winters awake, the sound of a blizzard snowstorm, with ice pellets and rain. Frostbites become the norm if we stay out too late. In this icy cold town of Timmins, Ontario, the roads become icy and travel slippery, but nothing stops us from getting a Tim Hortons coffee. As we bundle up in our wintry clothes, take a glance outside and see the white powdery snow. Love it nevertheless, as we shovel in the city with a heart of gold. We have land like no other city could have, with forests, trees, and wildlife. Urban and city life combined into one, as we cheer our sports team in the cold wintry nights. We know it's a small price to pay to live in the north as northerners and declare ourselves proud to be. Thank you so much, Danny G. That was powerful. I'm from the north. I'm from a northern town called Cochrane, Ontario, which is about 45 minutes northeast of Timmins, Ontario, where Danny is. I can remember the really cold winters, oh my goodness. It's beautiful up north. It's so beautiful, peaceful. It's just full of nature. I'll always have a special spot in my heart for Northern Ontario. Thank you so much for listening and watching. On behalf of Mystical Minds, with love, thank you so much for listening. Have a beautiful day.